Today, we're going to be hopping on exactly on why you shouldn't use your money when it comes to business. All right. Why you shouldn't use your own money, your own cash, your earned money, all right, to be able to invest into whatever industry or service or product you want to be able to do. All right. We're going to hop on that today, and this is going to be a main topic, and I want you guys to really have an open mind up on this video, okay? We're going to be talking about exactly on what the rich use right now currently and have been using for years to be able to stay ahead and beat the system, all right? That's my whole point of this channel, to give you guys more facts every single day to be able to beat the system, all right? Because if you don't beat the system gonna get you, all right? But before we go ahead and start the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be updated every time your boy drop a fire video, all right? So let's go ahead and get to it. Kai, how exactly are we not gonna use our own money for anything? And why wouldn't I use my own money for anything? I earned it. And if I wanna invest it to make more money, why wouldn't I do that? Well, the reason why you wouldn't do that is because the simple fact the top 5% of people out in this world that are rich do not use that. They do not use their own money to be able to invest, right, into other businesses, real estate, whatever market or industry it is. They rarely use their own money to be able to invest into these whatever you want to call them, business ventures, all right? They don't use their own money. So Kai, how do they play the game then? If they don't use their own money, whose money are they using? That's the question. That's the answer. They're using other people's money, right? This is going to be the most important thing about, I feel like what we're going to talk about today is that the simple fact we're going to be using other people's money, which is more beneficial than actually me going out and receiving earned money, right? If I'm going out and I'm working real hard and I receive $8,000 a month and I want to be able to invest that $8,000 that I earned, I have to then go back and work those same amount of hours or whatever I did to be able to gain that 8,000 again, right? So that means if my business venture goes wrong with this 8,000, right? I may not know if I can make the 8,000 back within the next month off my earned income, right? But I just invested this whole $8,000 and it's no telling, it could be just a full loss, right? On your money, right? Now, see, the way the rich play it now is that the simple fact that they use leverage, right? They don't use their own money, they use leverage. What do you mean by leverage, Kai? Well, when you have a business and you start a company, which is a LLC, if you don't know anything about an LLC, I literally have a video that I documented probably about 6-7 months ago. It tells you how to file an LLC within less than 15 minutes. And it tells you everything you need to know about an LLC. So definitely go check that video out, right? But what they do is they get an LLC, they get an established company, right? They build this company up. Imagine this company as a baby, right? They build this company up just like a baby with business credit, and they get it strong to where the business can hold by itself, right? And by hold by itself, I don't want to confuse anybody on this channel. By hold by itself, it gets to a certain point when you get inside of business to where your business has enough history, right? And also enough credit history, credit payments to where your business can hold alone without you having to personal guarantee anything. So that means Kai can go up to Chase Bank and ask Chase that, hey, listen, I want a $20,000 loan under my business name strictly. I don't want to be able to personal guarantee anything. So that means they won't be pulling my personal credit. Nothing won't affect my personal credit, right? It's just solely off my business, right? And nothing is going to be tied to my personal. That's the whole point of this, right? So if it's not tied to my personal, first of all, this is what I tell people mainly when they come on my channel. If it's not tied to my personal, I don't want anybody to think that when you're going into business that it's a such thing as a downfall in business, right? But it has its benefits. And this is why people usually transfer over to getting an LLC and actually getting an established company, right? It's because the simple fact of when I have a company that goes under, right? Let's just say something happens, right? Because things happen in life. Donald Trump has filed bankruptcy over 7 times, right? So we know business goes ups. It has its ups and downs, right? But the whole point is if Kai wanted to be ambitious and I wanted to be able to raise money for my business, build my business credit, be able to get $100,000 worth of loans, be able to get $20,000 in revolving credit lines with my business and all that, right? And all falls downhill. It's not like your personal credit, right? With your personal credit, it takes time to be able to clear everything, right? If I get it on my personal credit, if I have something tied to my personal credit and it goes as a negative on my personal credit, it's going to be there for at least 7 years if I do not get somebody to erase it, right? If I don't get anybody to take it off, then it's going to be there for a while, at least 7 years, right? And even the process of disputing everything and taking everything away still takes a little bit of time, right? However, with an LLC, very different, right? With an LLC, I can decide, hey, listen, especially if I'm that person that knows how to take a LLC, build that LLC within less than 30 to 60 days, and I know what I'm doing with this LLC, right? So if something ever happens to my business to where I go under, let's say that my business ends up getting $300,000 into debt and I cannot pay that, right? It's very different from credit. That $300,000 would have been on my credit for at least 7 years. With this business, right, it's still on the history, but remember, I know how to build another LLC. So this is the difference between personal and LLC. Because see, I can't go get another Social Security number, right? And just flip the script to where I don't have that $300,000 on my personal credit anymore. But what I can do is, if I have a business right here that I have developed over time and is going down, right? I know I knew the skills to build that business up, right? So I can simply go buy another LLC, start a new company, build that LLC up within 30 to 60 days, and I'm back in motion, right? So that's the whole point about, like, what I tell people is that people can't take nothing from your knowledge, right? They can take everything materialistic from you. You can take everything I have, credit cards, clothes, houses, anything I have. But at the end of the day, you cannot take what I have inside my head, right? If I have $1 million inside my bank account and I develop the knowledge, right? I consume the knowledge to be able to gain that $1 million. Even if somebody comes snatch that whole $1 million out of my bank account, well, guess what? I had the knowledge in the first place to be able to get to that $1 million. So I know how to get to it again, right? That's the whole point of this, you guys. I don't want to go too much preaching on the subject and everything like that because we need to hop back on the topic. But basically, once they get their business strong, right? What the top 5% do when they get their business strong enough, and it doesn't even have to be that strong in cases for you to be able to get funding and revolving credit lines. All right, sometimes you can just personal guarantee everything. But this is what they do. They use leverage, right, from their business. They get leverage from their business. And by leverage, this could be revolving credit lines, it could be loans, any type of approvals when it comes to your business, right? So they use that leverage, whether it's a loan, right, whether it's a loan or whether it's revolving credit line. First of all, the two things you need to know on these two things is that the simple fact they cannot be taxed, all right? They cannot be taxed. That's one main reason on why the rich, you don't see them using debit cards or anything like that. They're mainly using credit cards, revolving credit lines, and all that. Why is that, Kai? It's because these things are considered as debt still, right? They're considered as debt, and debt cannot be taxed, all right? That is the most beautiful thing about business, all right? So if I use a loan to be able to go out and purchase a house, right? That is not taxable because I used a loan, right? Which is debt to be able to go purchase this house, right? Or if I use a revolving credit line, it's the same thing. The revolving credit line of $10,000 is still $10,000 in debt, right? But you're using it as a revolving credit line. So that's going to be major, all right? I just need you guys to really understand the play that these guys pull because they use leverage, right? They use their business credit to be able to gain loans, revolving credit lines. And they use these revolving credit lines to A, not get taxed, B, to use somebody else's money to be able to fund their project and then create income from their project. All right. Does that make sense? They're using somebody else's money, right? Not using their own money. They could have whatever money sitting inside their bank account, but they use it the smart way, what the top 5% do. They use somebody else's money, which is leverage, to then take that leverage and put into a project, whether that's real estate, Airbnb, whether that's any type of industry you are in, transportation, it doesn't matter, right? They put that money into that industry, expecting and hoping for that industry to be able to return back in income, right? And when they return back, when that project returns back in income, guess what? Now this leverage that I have had, whether it's a loan or whether it's a revolving credit line, this project is now paying that credit line off, which I'm getting the benefits in both ways. I'm receiving passive income, if you are receiving passive income with it. I'm receiving passive income, and at the same time, I'm still being able to pay off my credit line. So I'm getting two benefits at one time, right? And this is why I tell people when it comes to credit cards and debit cards, you're getting more benefits when it comes to using your credit card. Why use a debit card when if you're spending $1,000 on your debit card each month and it's not giving you any benefit at all? You're not gaining anything. Why not put that same $1,000 on something like a debit credit card? Use that debit credit card throughout a 3-month, 4-month period, and then get an approval of somebody else's money from Divvy, right? I guarantee you use Divvy for about at least 3 to 4 months. You have a database with them, and then you end up, and this is for people with challenging credit, and then you end up applying for the actual Divvy credit card. They're going to give you approval from around $3,000 or $4,000 automatically of somebody else's money. All right. That's the most important thing, and that's why I feel like that's where people gain the most off of. And now Divvy is a charge card. Don't get me wrong, it's a charge card. But for my people that can use this card to their advantage, because I know some people do struggle when it comes to credit, right? Not everybody has their credit in to par. And that was one thing I wish I had when I first started my business, actually, right? I wish I knew. I started building business credit, and I didn't know when you get to a certain level, you really have to make sure your personal credit is still all right, okay? Because some people are still going to check with your personal credit just to see, even if your business credit is A1, all right? They're still going to check and say, hey, listen, this person has a personal database with positive payment history, no derogatories, only a couple of inquiries, right? You're going to have these people that ask those questions or get involved with those questions when it comes to your personal credit, right? So that's one thing you guys definitely want to make sure you get in order. But the whole point of this video is to be able to do not use your own money, right? Do not use your own money when it comes to investing in any company, because it's a such thing as good debt, you guys. It's a such thing as good debt, especially in good debt is something that you transfer over. Like I just got done giving you guys an example. You transfer over into a project or something that's going to be creating income to be able to pay off that leverage, all right? And of course, it's not going to pay out the leverage in full. You make the payments towards it, right? And you're building credit and receiving passive income at the same time. All right, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That is going to be it for today. Listen, make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to your boy channel and like this channel. That way you'll be updated every time I drop a video for 2022 to help your business. All right. It's your boy, Kai Gibson, and we out.